Hello and welcome to my world of crochet. My name is Stine and today we are here with a visit to the Action and Wibra, so 2 physical stores in the city of Nijmegen. I had to do a few other things in Nijmegen, so I decided why not go by those stores as well and get a little bit of recorded and footage to share with you guys, because I know that you do enjoy visiting some physical stores with me. And as always, we can't really talk about yarn and visit stores without me having my faithful mug of tea. And today that is the loose tea blend of a Nijmegen. I think it is a very good choice because I was visiting the city of Nijmegen and it's the pride of Nijmegen basically translated into Danish. It is a loose black tea blend and it's a fruity black tea blend with rose leaves, raisins, pineapple, and dried cornflower petals. This is how it looks. Let's see if I can actually get the right lighting in here. It is an absolutely wonderful tea blend. So, I would say let's talk about yarn and let's go visit the stores. And the first store that we are heading off to would be the Action. I decided to go there first because kinda were best compared to the whole route and the plans I had for the day. So yeah, let's start by going to visit the Action. Also, please note that I do voiceovers for all of these visits because there are audios, stores, other people in the stores and so on. The Action was a bit busy, so it was a little bit of a quick footage. Also, they don't have the biggest yarn section, but I still thought, why not bring you there? So yeah, let's head in. Action. So we start here. We have a good mix of cotton blends, small cotton skeins. There is the acrylic boxes with their medium acrylic blends. Then we have their medium acrylic yarns. That's basically like a DK weight acrylic blend. But we're just first giving a quite short glimpse of all of the yarns they have. As you can see, it is not the biggest yarn section because it's basically just this full shelf rack about maybe a meter and a half wide. This medium acrylic yarn is 100% acrylic, and I'm just going to get good hands on it. Crochet hook 4 to 5 millimeters, same for knitting needles. It is 100 grams skein to 238 meters of yarn, and they come in all these gorgeous pastel colors. They also have something named all-weather yarn. That is 100% polyester yarn, 225 grams to 104 meters, so it's quite bulky. And as you can see, it is a tube type yarn. And they also have here the large acrylic. They do also have a few different colors, just grabbing a good skein here. Large acrylic is 200 grams to 100 meters, so also quite bulky. And they are recommending 9 to 10 millimeter needles. Oh, this is gorgeous. Sunday yarn, which is roving style. 100% acrylic, 200 grams to 360 meters. Oh, no, it was 330, I don't even remember. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous. Isn't this red gorgeous? 360 meters it was. I'm thinking ice cream yarns from Lion Brand. Wave summer yarn, this boucle type. It's a cotton yarn, I believe. 50% cotton, 50% acrylic, 100 grams to 200 meters. 5 to 6 millimeter needles. Then they have the color bundles. They have a few different colors, but I just grabbed the one straightforward here, which is different types of purple and pink. 3.5 to 4 millimeter knitting needles, absolutely gorgeous. And it's 100% polyester yarn. Cotton bamboo, 50% cotton, 50% bamboo viscose, 50 grams, 220 meters. It was soft, I tell you. Speckled yarn is 100% polyester, 150 grams to 263 meters. They have the cozy teddy yarn, and that is very fluffy, 100% polyester, 50 grams to 105 meters. Cotton soft cake yarn, 50% cotton, 50% acrylic, 150 grams to 650 meter. I think it is a gorgeous colors. As you can see, it was a bit quick going through, and that Sunday yarn I was really hooked on, but I didn't get it because I'm really trying not to buy yarn, and I wasn't 100% sure what I would make from it. I was thinking hats, maybe like knitting hats, but would I really have enough yarn in one skein to be able to squeeze out 2 hats? I think I might have had enough for it, but I'd rather play the safe, at least for now, because I have plenty enough yarns, and I've seen them a couple of times in the Action store, so I hope that they will get back later if I decide to buy a skein at a later stage. But yeah, I didn't get anything, so let's head off to the next store, which is Wibra. Wibra is another really nice store that has lots of different things. Generally a cheaper store, so it's a bit like a Dollar Tree store kind of concept, but they are during the later years having more and more quality items there. The yarns there is also a tiny bit more expensive compared to the Action, like it's 25 cents difference, so they charge a little bit more of a premium price for their value yarn, but they do have a lot of lovely value acrylic. But let's head off to the Wibra. Wibra. Here you have the whole yarn selection, which is quite a bit bigger than the Action. Plush yarns, boucle yarns, more plush yarns and more boucle, lurex yarns, sparkly yarns, tweed yarns, value acrylic yarns, variegated yarns, more value acrylics as we go on. As you can see, this is a nice place. I get all fussy inside. The satin, which is like a microfiber, microacrylic, Avies, which is also acrylic, no polyamide yarns. Yeah, let's start with the Kiki Multi here, which is 50% acrylic, 25% wool, and 23% nylon, 250 meters per 100 grams, 4 millimeters. And it is a chain spun yarn, or not chain spun, yeah, chain spun. Lily, this, my friends, are so very soft and fussy. Super soft and fussy. 100% nylon, 200 meters per 100 grams, 5.5 millimeter needles is what they recommend. And yeah, it is soft and fussy. Then we have Emma here next. Emma is 100% polyester yarn, 200 meters per 100 grams. It's a little bit less fussy than the other, but it is okay. And it's kind of like fussy in a chain spun way. We have here the Nova yarns, and that is a Mercerized cotton yarn. 100% Mercerized cotton, 120 meters per 50 grams, which making this thick 2 weight, thin 3 weight. And they do have a few different gorgeous colors here. So just taking a short sneak peek. Then we have a Julie. Julie's a mixed yarn in the sense that it is a 58% cotton, 42% acrylic, 5 millimeter hooks, 60 meters per 50 grams. We head over here to the Evie, and this is the Evie multicolored. And interestingly enough, the multicolored skeins are less yardage. So this is 50 grams to 150 meters, 90% acrylic, 10% polyamide, 4.5 millimeter needles or hooks is what they recommend. So it's like sport weight, And I thought these two could make a nice combo. But even the cream white satin, that is gorgeous. Wibra satin. And it's soft. This, my friends, is so soft. You cannot believe it. It's 100% micro acrylic, 230 meters per 100 grams. They recommend 4mm knitting needles or 5mm crochet hook. Lay flat to dry, but yeah, it is, that is so soft. I was quite tempted to grab some of these with me home, but given they put the Wibra brand on it, I think this might be a new brand for them, instead of the Nako satin. This is their value acrylic yarn, 100% acrylic, 240 meters per 100 grams, 4 to 4.5mm needles, crochet hooks. It's made in Turkey, and this is also quite soft for value yarn. So it is a solid, nice value yarn. Doesn't fluff too much either. And they have those in, I would say, a valid amount of assorted colors. And yeah, the color schemes here are endless. The only downside is that sometimes when the colors are sold out, they don't get the exact same color scheme back home. So, you know, if you are to make a project, ensure you do get enough of their yarns. That is a general rule of thumb when you buy yarns at the Wibra. Olivia here are also 100 gram skeins. It's not as soft as one would think, but a little. It does have a funny shine to it. It is 75% acrylic and 25% nylon, 190 meters to the 100 grams, and they recommend a 5mm crochet hook or needle. Definitely a bit more solid compared to the Saskias. Here we have the Saskia Lurex yarn, also in different color variations. And the Saskia Lurex yarns is just like the Saskia. It's 97% acrylic, 3% metal fibers. Again, 222 meters to 100 grams, so they're a little shorter per grams. We have here the Saskia tweed yarn, and what I really like about this tweed yarn is the fact that there isn't any wool in it. So it is really good if you have allergies. 97% acrylic, 3% viscose, 222 meters per 100 grams. Again, 4 to 4.5mm needles, crochet hooks is what they recommend. And I really like their tweed. It's quite nice to look at. Kate Lurex is another Lurex yarn of theirs. Lurex yarns has really gotten more popular lately in the Netherlands. 100 grams. And that is to 178 meters, 87% acrylic, 20% wool, and 2% metal fibers to a 5mm needles or hook. And we head over here to the Andrea multicolored, which is a chenille yarn. 100% polyester, 90 meters per 100 grams. And it's like not super fluffy, but it's definitely chenille, and I like the colors. Lola is a lovely variegated yarn here. And that is, I do believe, 100% acrylic, if I'm not wrong, or very close to it. Let's see. Yes, 100% acrylic to 240 meters per 100 grams, so quite similar to the Saskia yarns, also made in Turkey. And here you can see the different color variations should you knit it up. The same for this, so they have various different color schemes here for the knitted versions. I like how they kind of show a preview of it. This is Laura, also a variegated yarn. Few different options here as well. And the Laura is also 100 gram skeins here to 220 meters per 100 grams. Yeah, 4 to 4.5mm crochet hook. They are a little bit having more solid sections in their knit up mesh here, which is a bit of an odd choice for yarn, I guess. Sarah Print is a brushed acrylic. If I not remember wrong, it is 100% brushed acrylic. Yes, it is 100 grams, 285 meters, 100% acrylic yarn, recommending 4 to 5mm needles or hooks. And you can see it's fluffy, and that is simply this brushed texture. We have the boucle yarns here. I do admit I did not look closer to the specs on the blue clay yarns. It's not really my alley. I let other people enjoy those. We have more of the Andrea. And here I noticed the fun fact is that we have this regular solid Andrea, but this is also Andrea, but it's a wholly different kind. It's more of a velvet yarn. So you have the one side of the velvet yarn, you have the plushy yarn, and it's the same name, which is a bit funny. 85 meters per 100 grams, this one is. Where this one is 110 meters per 100 grams. I do not have an explanation why the option to name two different yarns the same. More boucle or boucle type, which is the bobby yarns here. And they also have them in variegated colors as well. Here we have some beanie yarn and some woolen variegated ones. And these also, some of them are roving. The beanie yarn here is a chain blown yarn in a chain. 60% acrylic, 40% polyester, 140 meters per 100 grams, 6 to 7 millimeters is recommended here. And they come with, oh, what are they called? You know what I mean, the fluffy thing on top for the hat. Lena yarn, this is gorgeous, 50 grams. And this is 70% acrylic, 30% wool, 80 meters per skein. So that is a really gorgeous soft yarn. And this is definitely also roving style. It's a spun roving style yarn. So slightly spun, slightly roving. Quite nice feel. The Sophie here is also 50 grams. And, let's see if I can actually read. 100% polyester it is. That was my visit to Wibra. And I know I said I wasn't going to get any yarns today, even though I really shouldn't get yarns. But I did. I ended up buying yarns. And the fact is just, I couldn't let it because I had these ideas. And I know that sometimes those yarns, they are temporary there and then suddenly they're sold and gone. No more able to get. I decided I should get them. Better safe than sorry. I have a couple of ideas that I want to make them, not straight away, but likely sometime maybe over the summer. As I said, I am working on making a store where I would like to display and sell some of these, but we will have to see how that goes. So the first yarn that I got is exactly this colored Evie yarn. So it is absolutely, it's nice and soft, 90% acrylic, 10% polyamide, 50 grams per 50, 150 grams per 50 meters. They recommend 4.5 millimeter needles for it. Yeah, you can wash it at 40 degrees, do lay flat to dry, don't iron, etc. And I said it would go great with this, so I got one of each. 50 grams, but it's 200 meters when it is solid colored. But I do believe this is also, yeah, this is 80% acrylic, 20% polyamide. I'm surprised. It has less acrylic, more polyamide. But what I want to do with these two is I want to hold them double and I want to knit a beanie because I've gotten a bit into knitting beanies as of late. So that is my goal. I'm gonna double hold them together and knit a beanie and see how that's gonna turn out. That allows me to use a bit thicker of a needle and hopefully work up the project a bit quicker. But yeah, they are gonna be held together and I'll be knitting a beanie with this. And that's it, right? That is the only project I have for this yarn planned. Then I could also not leave my hands off the Wibra Lena yarn that was laying there. I was debating if I should take one of the yarns for the beanies. They had this fluffy pom-pom going with it. But that yarn was like €5 per donut. And I wasn't really sure if it would come with a knitting pattern because I didn't feel that 140 meters would be enough to actually crochet a beanie. So that would have been knit, but I'm not really sure what sort of pattern that they were looking at for you to knit for that beanie. So I decided to play somewhat safer and go for the Lena yarns because I have an idea of how much yarn I need to knit a beanie. And just make a plain ripped or double ripped, single or double or triple ripped beanie. I could even also probably make some like just general net and then only make the edge ribbed. I would have to look into that, but that could definitely also be an option. The Lena yarns is this gorgeous yarns that I ended up getting. And as I said, it is 50 gram balls to 80 meters of yarn. So it's 1.75 ounces to about 87 yards. And it's made in Turkey. 70% acrylic, 30% wool, and it's gorgeous. Look at these colors. Wow, it's gorgeous. Of course, one is not enough for a hat, so I did get two. So these are the two that I got from this colorway, because I did get two more in a different colorway just because they were there. So these were generally really the last two ones they had. They did have a few more of these, but I decided just to get the two for a hat. Again, this is nice. It's nice and fluffy yarn. And they do say 6 to 6.5 millimeter needles or hooks. I could be a 7 would work as well. It is thinner, like if you pull in it, it thins out, but it is reasonably thick, thicker yarn, and it feels really nice. Like for a yarn that's woolen, it's fluffy, and I think they will make two really gorgeous beanies. So that was my thoughts and my goals for this yarn. To get them early to do that, and that is probably going to be like a summer project of mine, is what I'm estimating right now. I hope you enjoyed this visit to these physical stores this time around. Not sure when I will go back to another physical store, but when I do, I will be sure to take you guys along wherever that may be in this lovely world we live in. Take care and happy crafting. Until I see you again. Bye.